Shannon Bryant, Virtual and Blended Learning Coordinator here, and this short video is all about how to celebrate successes in Nearpod. If you watched any of my future videos in this series where I'm talking about how I'm using Nearpod in my blended class and it has been a lifesaver, let me tell you, you probably saw a video on remediation. And that was all about what do you do when students don't get it right. And this is all about what will I do when they get it right. So if a kid gets it wrong, we've got the remediation. But we have to have something. We can't forget about that kid that's doing it right. So I'm going to look at these things. A couple of things I've learned is that one issue you have is they can lose focus or get bored, especially if they got the answer right really quickly. So I always start with, do you have anything you want to add to your notes? I try to have a follow-up question that I can put in the private chat. Usually for math, it can be as simple as, can you think of another way to show your thinking? Can you graph that? Can you add another way that you can represent that? Then I'll tell them, hey, this is the time to take a break. Don't take a break when I'm teaching, but if you're finished right now, go take a break, put a thumbs up or I'm back in the chat so I'll know that you're back so I can start again. But the best way that you can use their right answer is through praise. When you show a student's work and you praise their thinking and the way that they showed their work, you are demonstrating for the rest of the class what it is you're looking for in their work. So it's not just helping that kid that got it right, it helps everybody in the class. That can work for you. It creates a positive climate and culture in your classroom where students are okay striving and making mistakes. If you praise those mistakes just as much as you praise those good works, students are going to realize that it's good to make mistakes and they can learn from it. As opposed to when we just say it. How are you going to showcase that? So they did it right. And yes, sharing your different boards with students is a great way to do that. And the draw tool, I know I have that on the other board, is a good way to do that. But you can also do that with open questions, or you can have them create something that you're going to use in class. Sometimes I go into their boards and find good examples in past lessons that we've done through Nearpod, and I'll take a screenshot and use those in upcoming lessons to remind them, hey, remember this is how we did this. That's great for review. You can pull students' work and put that up there, but it's also really good for collecting data. I gave the Barbie Bungee project online, and I knew that not every kid would be able to do it, but I could get enough data from those that were so that the rest of the class could use that data in class, because not everybody has a Barbie. Hey, don't forget performance skills. If you're teaching a class that is performance-based, or you have standards in your own course that are performance-based, these tools in Nearpod are great to use. Flipgrid, you can have a video of yourself with the giving instruction, or you can just have it typed out. And then students are replying their answer with their recorded video. You can also decide to allow them to see each other's video or not. It's up to you. Open questions, you can do the same thing. You have the audio feature so they can record themselves. Collaboration tools is a great way to use performance skills because you can add an image. So maybe they do a poster, or they make a graphic organizer, or even a flip book on their own. Then they would use the collaboration tool to share with everybody in the class. Don't forget, draw it. Draw it is a great way to showcase what they're doing. Hey, and I've added another thing. When I'm using a draw tool, but I want every kid to see everybody's board on the same screen, I tell them in the directions for that draw tool, take a screenshot of your board. You're going to paste that on the collaboration tool on the next slide. And that way they can all share what they've done on their boards without me having to share every single board. This is great to do when you have them go to the website and find something, because you can't see them do that in Nearpod. But if you give them that task to take a screenshot of the thing you wanted them to find and then have a collaborate board for them to all share, don't forget the Google Suite tools. It's a good way for you to see what they're doing, but it's also a great way to do projects and have them share with each other. And Google Forms, self-grading, don't forget it. You love it. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, subscribe.